up guys, it's Sava with SOS Kitchen, and today we're making chocolate mousse. Yeah, this recipe requires a couple steps, but it's totally worth it. The mousse is so smooth and decadent and airy and chocolatey, you really can't beat it. The hardest part of the recipe is waiting for the mousse to set. As always, you can find the recipe and ingredients in the description box below, but let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do is separate an egg. Put the white in one bowl and the yolk in another. Really try to make sure you don't get any yolk in the whites or else they won't whip up correctly. To the yolk, we're going to add half an egg. I usually just whip one up in a bowl and add half of it in, just like that. Mix the yolk mixture together and put it on top of a barely simmering pot of water. Basically, what we're doing is making a double boiler. We want to very gently cook the yolk. Cook it, whisking frequently, and add in 1 tablespoon of sugar. Whisk until it's bubbly and hot. At that point, add in your instant coffee and rum, and keep whisking until it's mixed in and you can't feel any granules of the coffee. The coffee helps to deepen the chocolate flavor, and the rum just gives it a little background boozy note, but if you don't want to use the rum, just use vanilla extract. Once everything is mixed, you can add in your dark chocolate. I just went out and bought a bar of 72% dark chocolate and broke it up for this, but use whatever you have. You just don't want anything too sweet. Mix the chocolate in until it's completely melted and then toss in a knob of butter. Once the butter is melted, it should look super glossy and smooth and like something you're ready to eat. Put it in the fridge to cool down a little while we work on the next steps. Okay, now we're gonna go back to that white. You want to whisk it up until it starts to foam and then add a few drops of lemon juice or just a pinch of cream of tartar and mix to combine. What we're doing is stabilizing the whites so they stay fluffy and our mousse lasts longer. We're going to be adding in a hot sugar mixture to the whites, so in a small pot, bring a 1/4 cup of sugar to boil along with some water. You want it to come to a rolling boil, but don't let it take on any color. Once you're at that point, you can slowly start streaming the mixture into the egg whites as you whisk them up. I'm using a whisk attachment for my immersion blender, and while you could do this by hand, you'd really be getting an arm workout that day. So depending on your fitness level, I say use some sort of mixture for this and it will save you a lot of pain. We're going to whisk the whites until really stiff glossy peaks form. Once you have those stiff peaks, take the chocolate mixture out of the fridge and add in about 1/3 of the whites. Stir it in. This is really just to lighten up the mixture, and then add in the rest of the whites. This is when you have to be careful not to deflate them, so we have a really nice airy texture to our mousse. Fold them in gently until they're about 75% mixed, and then place the bowl back in the fridge. The last thing to do is whip up our cream. I just use the same bowl that the whites were in because I'm lazy and I didn't want to wash another bowl. Plus, I figure it's all going to the same place, so what's the difference? Whisk the cream until you have nice stiff peaks and then add it into the chocolate mixture. Again, be careful not to deflate anything and take your time to really fold everything together until no streaks are left. At that point, you can put the mousse into the fridge as is or put it into little containers. I only had 3 that day, but the recipe makes enough for 4 nice-sized portions. Leave it to chill for at least 2 hours, but it's probably better at about 4. Because we cook the eggs, the recipe can be made up to 2 days ahead of time and kept in your fridge until you're ready to eat. Once the mousse is chilled, dig in. This stuff is amazing by itself, or top it with some more whipped cream. It's super chocolatey and not overly sweet, which I love. It's smooth and silky and really airy. Please let me know if you make this recipe and subscribe to Sweeter Savory Kitchen for weekly video recipes with me. You won't be sorry you did. Thanks for cooking with me again. Bye.